Today for Janine's class, I got the when I think I've surrendered, I surrender more, which gave me so much room to expand and to breathe into myself.
For sure. Y'all have a great night.
Thank you, that was amazing.
Excellent. Thanks for coming.
So I was talking about intention and breathing with the poses. How about if I turn this backwards? Whatever. As I talked about earlier, an intention and breathing with the poses with yoga, that it's just the intention that matters. But when I surrender, when I think I've surrendered, I surrendered more.
Ooh, what'd you get?
When I think I've surrendered, I surrender more.
Yes, that one always comes at the right time.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was cultivating that balance whenever like all week long I've been trying to be balanced, especially with my give and take. And I'm trying to listen to everybody else and hear them. So I can inhale them and breathe with them, and that's what I mean by breathing with people. It's like I really want to understand what people are trying
Right.
to
Exactly.
I also want to fully articulate myself, and whenever I feel like I'm not able to fully articulate myself with them, I'm like breathe with me, please.
Exactly. Because it's the only thing that's gonna work for me. Yep. If it doesn't work for someone else, at least you know it works for you, right?
Yeah. But then I started breathing with myself, and I was like, I shouldn't put, or I'm not gonna shit on myself, but it's not my place to demand anything from anybody else. So
Right.
I realized during breathing with myself that she's okay, I'm okay, and that there's what it is.
Right.
Basically, but
That's so true. Just let it be whatever it is.
yeah, it's not my circus, not my monkeys, as a wise word to Donald Trump.
Right. Yeah.
If that makes sense. Because I'm learning I don't make sense to a lot of people, and that's okay though.
Exactly.
I'm
right?
still tuning into my own self-expression, not only because of it, but regardless of it. Like it doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't even make sense to me. But
exactly. And it's like always a journey. You know, I feel like for so much of my life, I was caught up in like destination thinking.
Yes.
You know, and then like you don't realize like
You're already
there's
there.
never a destination.
Yeah, we're already here as it is. Like
that's
here we
right.
are. We have this present moment, and how beautiful it is to breathe into. What peace surrounds it. It's the stillness is always within us.
Yeah, the best book that I ever read, really that kind of started my whole journey of meditation and everything, was The Power of Now.
I was wanting to read that.
It changed the game for me. Like before that, I don't think I ever, knew that I could turn off my brain and check into the now. And so that was just really started my journey. And then recently, that was like 10 years ago or more. And then recently I got a Reiki healing, and the lady, same thing. She was like, you gotta stay in the present. And I was like, and the journey continues.
Right. And like this whole being, like this is day 7 in my body in public. And like I'm realizing how powerful the now actually is.
Right.
And like how powerful stillness is, as movement derives from stillness. As how powerful silence is, as all sound derives from silence.
Yeah, exactly.
And when the Tao Te Ching said, what is it? If your words aren't more beautiful than silence, then why would you speak?
Exactly. Why should you say anything?
Yeah. Why would you ruin the moment?
Yeah, that's so.
And I was like, hey, you did. And then I was like, well, after I thought about it, how liberating, how beautiful, and how touching that is.
When I did my yoga training, we did a day of silence, and it was probably my favorite day.
Really?
Because it was like we never give ourselves permission to be silent, and we think it's our duty to accommodate other people or make other people feel comfortable, and it was like a sense of freedom of just like, no, I'm gonna be silent today for me. And it was like,
and for you as
so
well,
liberating, and to be around a collective group of people who were also doing it, so you didn't feel like nobody felt the pressure to talk or involve yourself. It was so nice.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely.
Is it okay that I'm recording this? Because I was in the middle of like talking.
Definitely.
Talking to myself.
No problem.
Okay, cool. But yeah, I've been learning, or I've been remembering that whenever I first started my yoga journey, like I wasn't able to bend my knee
Right.
like this, like whenever this hurt,
Mm-hmm.
like that bending it that much hurt, and I really wanted my first day. Whenever I got home from the hospital, I set the intention I'm gonna be able to sit on my knees because I saw a woman doing a yoga video that I purchased, and the first move was to sit on your knees, and I put that in the air, and like a month later I was able to sit on my knees, and that was what started my yoga journey. But then again, I learned that doing Kundalini and Kabbalah yoga. They said that it's not, you don't have to strike the actual pose fully. It doesn't matter what your pose looks like. It is your pose basically. It's the intention set forth behind it that has all the power. And I was like, holy shit.
Yep.
This is the seed of everyone. So like it make it your own, and that is so beautiful.
Totally. Yep. I'm so glad that when I did my yoga training, it was kind of from the perspective of all of us were classroom teachers as well, and so adapting it for children was the thing, and so it did make it like super accessible to where you didn't have to feel like your body had to go in a certain way that it wasn't capable of doing, which for me at the time was like very awesome because I just don't have flexible hips. Like I can't go into the splits. Not to say I won't, because that's what I do love about yoga. That, like you said, you set the intention for like, I'm gonna do this, and then eventually your body's like, oh yeah, you can now.
Okay, I surrender to you.
Yep.
And now like I'm actually surrendering to my body. I'm letting my body speak her truth. Receding hairline and everything, and I'm like, okay, you're beautiful still. And I feel so awkward telling myself that I'm beautiful because like I've always avoided. Like I've seen the beauty in others, but I've never like actually acknowledged my own.
Exactly.
Even when I was beautiful, and I feel like now that I'm embracing my ugliness or whatever, my difference, I guess.
Well, and it's such a, I feel like it's such a steal when you're young and in your 20s, like you're so caught up in your self-image, you're like not loving yourself. And
I was actually, whenever everybody was caught up in their own self-image, I was running away from it.
Right.
I was like, I'm not paying attention to this. I'm not beautiful. I'm not looking at that. Like I'm looking at people's hearts and stuff. That was what I lived in. That was my safety net. And I'm learning how to, like, working with the chakras and stuff in public.
Right.
Learning with people that I'm actually like able to I've tapped into this recently, but like working from the roots, and then my whenever I'm working with my seed of self-expression, I'm raising it up from my heart into my throat, and then enunciating it, and it's so fucking awkward still on camera. And I'm looking goofy as hell, rolling in the dirt, but
that's okay.
This is my inner child, and he will be free. Hear this mofo roar, because
that is so right.
My dad told me today that he was worried about me for like driving or whatever, and I'm like, you're totally missing. I didn't tell him this, but you're missing the point of what I'm doing.
Oh, right.
So I was like, this conversation's over because I'm not ready to hear that right now. Do not stop on my creativity.
Exactly.
Especially whenever I'm in the midst of such a not pronounced growth, but such a profound, perpetual growth. Like, let me ascend. I will be here whenever you need it, because you're gonna need help later on, and you'll understand it later.
Exactly.
You'll get it later, and I will.
Well, and it is like in drawing those boundaries for yourself, like with family, especially, like that's almost like the hardest. I feel like because they expect you to be a certain way, and then when you're not, that conflicts with like how they deal with you, and kind of forces like change.
But like even still, I feel like because I was more or less raised in like institutions and rehabs and stuff like that. Like my family never fully knew me until I had that traumatic experience with my body, and then they kind of like started getting to know me, but we still never spoke the same language, so they still don't fully know me, and they never did. And I think that I'm freaking them out now because I'm completely different. Like back then, whenever I was healing internally and I was healing alone. I never expressed myself because I always stifled my self-expression. And now that I'm actually speaking,
right? They're like, wait a minute.
It's fucking with their heads. And like in the sorry family.
Right, exactly.
You haven't seen anything yet, to be honest. Yeah. Keep watching because it's going to blow your mind. Be prepared.
Yeah.
Lion King activate.
That's all right. I got that one right away.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Show tunes are the best.
Oh, well, I'm so glad you were here. It's always great to see you.
It's wonderful to see you.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Thank you. Beautiful healing journey, Sam. You.
Would you ever, whenever I get through with the 33 thing, if Isaiah or the sound shaman, would you ever need help with this?
Definitely. You know, I'll let you know. I'll kind of like keep you posted. Cause yeah, sometimes I'll like collab with him, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, I just like to do it by myself. When he comes in town, it's like nice, you know, and then sometimes I like it. But yeah, definitely.
So I literally live not right next door, but like
right next
a half
door.
mile.
Perfect. Excellent. Well, I appreciate the invitation. So thank you so much, Sam. Have a great night.
You too. Do you know if the next class is going to be in here? Or?
I don't know. I thought it said 7:30 in here, but it seems like they would be coming in already. So maybe check the auditorium.
I will.
But it should be like it's some kind of flow class, I think, like a power
It's
flow.
Yen Yoga, I believe. It's with Abe, and I love him.
Oh, nice. I need to take some of his classes.